Fix Your Website Part 2. Fix the words. Your website is badly written. Now that I've insulted your marketing, let me explain what I mean by that. I don't mean that your 8th grade English teacher wouldn't like it. I mean that it uses too many words to say too little. This is a huge problem because everyone's brain is actively looking for a reason not to pay attention to, well, everything. So if we can't understand immediately why something is meaningful to us, our brains just shut off and then we start daydreaming. If you like equations, what I'm suggesting is you should maximize this one. The power of your site is equal to the meaning divided by the amount of attention somebody has to expend to get that meaning. Now you might rightfully object that meaning is hard to measure, but number of words is easily measurable. As a rule of thumb, anytime you can cut words out without losing meaning, you're making your site work better. So, an example. It's a sad fact of modern existence that nobody has enough attention. In fact, some thought leaders are referring to this as the age of distraction. And what we see is we can cut all of these words out. Nobody has enough attention. And you can see how this has more power and communicates more quickly than what we started with. So how do you do this? How do you fix your words? Great writers and editors do this instinctively. They're just hacking away at anything that's fluffy or meaningless. It's a war, a bloody war. Which is why Mark Twain said, if you catch an adjective, kill it. But see, you're not Mark Twain. Maybe you're not all that comfortable with writing at all. Is there some kind of tool or metric that you can use to be more comfortable, to see things more clearly, to clarify your site? Well, in fact, there is. Let me show you. The Fleisch Reading Ease Score is a well-known measure of writing complexity. In fact, I use this as part of every assessment that I do. It's just like a test score. It goes from 0 to 100, and the higher your score, the better. You want a great Fleisch score, above 50 for sure, but just having a score above 50 isn't enough to have great writing. No number can really capture that, so it's really more of a useful guide, maybe a canary in the coal mine. If it's too low, if it's below 50, you should throw a flag up and really start scrutinizing your copy. So let's look at a few examples. This is actual web copy with a Fleisch Reading Ease score of 20. Moreover, these staggering financial figures only capture a fraction of the burden attributed to MRSA and staph infections. Hospitalized patients endure prolonged stays and suffering, resulting in tangible and intangible costs that add to the considerable price tags associated with the increased morbidity and mortality rate due to MRSA/staph infections. So you can clearly see that there's a big improvement to be had here. And if you don't have an eye or a knack for it the first time you read through this, maybe you're just reading fast, you don't see it, but this Reading Ease score will flag it for you. So I gave it just a quick edit, got it up to 62. Financials don't capture the full burden of MRSA and staph infections. Patients endure prolonged hospital stays, pain and suffering, and the increased risk of death. And you can see how this metric increases with the clarity of writing. This number, like all metrics, can be gamed, but that's why I say it's necessary and not sufficient. But it's really handy, and it's everywhere. You can find calculators online, and in fact, there's one built right into Microsoft Word. To get access to it, you open Preferences, go to Spelling and Grammar, and then you check the Show Readability Statistics box there. Then, when you check Spelling and Grammar, you'll get this pop-up full of readability statistics. The Reading Ease score is computed using the counts and averages above, and it gives you a great quick snapshot of what's going on. So you don't really need to get into the details. You can just look at that Reading Ease score and see if something is amiss. Let's look at another example. This is a Fleisch Reading Ease score of 35. The experience of our trusted, diverse teams and alliances connected across the whole business ecosystem makes us well placed to help you transform your entire business. The depth and breadth of our capability means that we can affect change from every angle, enhancing the potential of the workforce, customers, and stakeholders. Now, Microsoft Spelling and Grammar will tell you that this paragraph is just fine, but it's really obvious that this paragraph is bullshit. The Reading Ease score becomes a clue here that this doesn't convey very much meaning per word. But as you go to fix something like this, it might feel like it's falling apart in your hands as you do. Just keep cutting. It'll be okay. So here I cut it down to the bone, and this is what I get. We can help you transform your entire business. Your people will be more productive and your customers/stakeholders will be delighted. And that gets us to a Rating E score of 55. The underlying problem here is that it just isn't very meaningful to a prospective customer or client. I'm going to focus in on that problem in the next video, called Put the Problem Front and Center. But in the meantime, good luck, go kill some words, and if you get into trouble, I'm always happy to help.